Joining us from Primo Cash, Joe Garcia.
Hi, thank you for inviting me here.
Of course. We also have our partner, Yoel Damas.
Hi, how's everyone doing today?
And our beautiful, lovely partner, Alexis Rodriguez.
Oh, hello, hi, nice to see everybody.
Well, we have a show that's full of information today, and we got everything related to financial matters. And we know that in today's economy, just things are not looking anywhere near like before. The numbers are up,
Yep.
right? Unemployment is up.
Correct.
They're talking about stimulus, though. We might have one this week.
Again, well, they're talking about it again. Let's see, it took a long time to unfold last time, and it was people not getting their money. So we'll see if they've maybe tweaked it this time, and maybe things will be a little more streamlined, but who knows?
Well, we'll see what that looks like. I know plenty of people still on the last, what is it, CARES Act, they still don't have any money.
Oh, lots of clients, and a lot of our clients call in because, I do bankruptcy law, so a lot of individuals are coming to me because maybe some of them received the $1,200 stimulus and some of them have not, and a lot of individuals too fell through these cracks for unemployment and didn't qualify because of the type of employment they had prior to COVID. As 1099, as Uber drivers are having a lot of trouble qualifying for any of these benefits. So these people are out there, they have to put their risks if they decide to drive anybody around. They're opening themselves up to the disease more so than anybody else.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of these 1099 people, they're not business owners, and I mean they qualified for PPP, but they didn't,
Yep.
and they qualified for unemployment, but they didn't,
Yep.
and then it became a limbo for them. And unfortunately, a lot of the people we're seeing coming into the office today are they're coming in with that issue, and that is I've applied for every program, but I'm not getting there. And one of the things we know about program, Attorney Garcia, is those programs don't always work the way they're supposed to, right?
Oh, no, hardly ever do they work the way they're supposed to. And, these programs that are offered to you by the government, a big mistake individuals make, whether it's the government or the bank, is going into these programs alone. You need the help of an attorney, someone who can guide you through these programs, knows the proper forms, the proper way to present them. And here at PraDa Law, we have so many different alternatives and so much available to you. If you just give us a call, we can help you on those things.
Yeah, definitely. And that number is easy. It's 888-88-LEGAL. Very easy. You don't have a lot of things to remember. 8 and legal. That's it, right? And it's very simple. And that's what we're here for. We're here for you. We're here to be able to answer all those questions, and any of that doubt that you have inside you. The consultation is free. The phone call right now is free. It's very simple, and you should not lose out on this opportunity. With us today, we have a very important guest, and why we have him here today, his name is Joe Garcia, and he is president of Primo Cash. It's a small business funder located in South Florida that funds small businesses throughout the United States. And one of the reasons we brought Joe here today is he is in the front lines of what the small business community is seeing. And again, with PPP, IDL, I don't know what other acronym and another initial, they're out there asking for loans. And one of the things that Primo Cash does is they do small business funding. It's a unique product that is not necessarily a loan. I'm going to let Joe get into that. But one of the things and why he's here is to discuss what that front line looks like, because we saw the market pretty much shrink in March and everything shut down, and then things started opening back up. And all of a sudden, the last 2 weeks, we're back. We're back to that same place, maybe even worse than we were in March, because some of these guys just can't get that second blow. So, Joe, tell us a little bit about yourself and about Primo Cash and what Primo Cash does for small businesses.
Yeah, so you pretty much hit the nail on the head. We're a small business finance company. The way that we do our financing is based on the receivables of the small businesses. So this shutdown obviously has hurt a lot of the small businesses. I mean, I can see it firsthand with the people that are applying. A lot of people's volume has gone down. The shutdown has caused businesses to essentially shut their doors, and their revenue has dropped. And a lot of them are waiting, like you said, for the EIDL or the PPP. Some of them tell me, hey, I'm going to hold off waiting for the government to fund me. And they're going now into July, and they still haven't been funded with either the PPP or the EIDL. So what I've seen is, like you said, around March, when the shutdown happened, everything kind of went into a standstill. Things started slowly picking up once we were allowed to open up again. And then once again, the businesses are shut down by the government, forcing businesses to essentially close their doors. And I'm seeing the up and down of this whole virus. So,
now, Mr. Garcia, and I don't mean to interrupt you, and I definitely do not want you to get into details of your business, because I'm not going to put you out there on this program like that. But we know Bank of America is saying 45% default rate on their mortgages. The JP Morgan Chase says, hey, we had a great quarter, but that really had to do with the beginning and ending of last year. Are defaults up at Primo Cash?
I mean, obviously they're up. It's a natural process that happens with all of this going on with small businesses. Definitely the defaults have increased. We try to do the best to deal with the clients, face to face, because we do whatever we can to help them. But the truth is that it does become a bit difficult.
So you are working with clients. Right. So if somebody calls you, I mean, let's talk about nightclubs and something like nightlife. They're shut down.
Yeah.
So they can't pay you.
Some of our bigger clients are actually restaurants and bars, and I think they've been. I know they've been hit the hardest. Most of them have been shut down by the government. All of them generate their revenues from bars and just the nightlife, and since that's not going on, they're literally depositing zero. I mean, maybe they make a little bit of revenue from like the Uber Eats type stuff.
So you're telling our audience that Primo Cash is doing the right thing, and they're working with those clients that can't pay.
Yeah, we're doing our best to help all of the clients. I mean, that's our first goal. We understand that they need the assistance. We're obviously here to help them, but yeah, we are trying to help them.
Well, definitely. One of the things we advocate here, and again, that's why that consultation, that phone call is free, and that is, it's okay to deal with good guys like Joe and Primo Cash. That's great, and I'm sure there's a lot of good guys out there, but there's also a lot of bad guys that really don't care about your situation. They really don't care what's going on, and that's why you need to hire a professional to negotiate on your behalf. And one of the things I'm going to talk a little bit about with Attorney Garcia about is that negotiation that's happened the last 3 months with these banks. We saw now at the end of July, a lot of people come to see us say, hey, the bank wants 3 months now. Not 1, not 2, not 3. Their income is worse off, yet the bank wants 3 months. And how do you deal with that? And I think where the value really comes is you need to have an attorney, a professional. Make sure that when you do negotiate, whether it's with a Primo Cash or with any finance company, that you actually are negotiating terms that make sense. And I don't know if you could follow up a little bit on that.
Absolutely. Of course, I'd love to. You want to negotiate something based on your work schedule now, the funds you have, and how you're going to be able to pay and how you're going to be able to move forward. And it's all on a case-by-case basis. But you need an attorney to help you with that. I mean, if you're in one of these businesses where your work's cut in half or you're shut down again, you have to be smart, and you can't make 3 months payments. You can't agree to that. So you need to really sit down, focus on your finances, meet with an attorney, and go over all the little nuances with that attorney.
Attorney Garcia, you're right. And we're going to get into some details. And Attorney Garcia, 10 years of her life, all she's done is bankruptcy. She's not new to this. She knows bankruptcy left and right. And one of the things that financial institutions understand when they deal with us is that we will file that bankruptcy on your behalf, and they will take us serious. We're going to get into some nuances and some really details. We're going to talk a little bit more with Joe. We're going to get into some heavy details on bankruptcy, but we got to take a quick commercial break. It's simple. 888-88-LEGAL. 888-88-LEGAL. See you soon.
I know you're home right now asking yourself, how? How will I pay my rent, my mortgage, my bills, my credit card debt? I'm attorney Alexis Garcia with PraDa Law. I've personally helped people with financial problems over the last 10 years. I understand what you are going through. We saw people lose it all in the 2008 financial crisis. You don't have to lose it all. The consultation is free. Call us now. I will help protect what you have built. You have nothing to lose by calling us. Call us now. These are trying times. This deadly virus is affecting our health, economy, jobs, our small business owners. Bankruptcy protection may be able to save assets and immediately stop your creditors from harassing you. small business owners, employees of business of any size. We know you need help. Call us now. We will help you get back on your feet. Don't wait until it's too late. This is the time to call.
Sé que estás en la casa ahora mismo preguntándote cómo voy a pagar la hipoteca, la renta, los biles, las tarjetas de crédito. Soy la abogada Jennifer Pratt con PraDa Law. Yo personalmente he ayudado a las personas con problemas financieros durante los últimos 10 años. Yo entiendo por lo que estás pasando. Vimos cómo la gente lo perdió todo durante la crisis financiera de 2008. No tienes que perderlo todo. Llama ahora. La consulta es gratis. Te ayudaremos a proteger todo lo que has construido durante todos estos años. Sabemos que estos son tiempos difíciles. Este virus mortal está amenazando nuestra salud, nuestra economía, nuestros empleos y a los propietarios de nuestras pequeñas empresas. La consulta es gratis. Llame ahora. Te ayudaremos a recuperarte. No esperes hasta que sea demasiado tarde. Llame ya.
Welcome back to PraDa Law Live. I'm your host, Jackie Mendez. Today we have Joe Garcia of Primo Cash, as well as our partners, Alexis Garcia and Yoel Damas. So we have a great show today, so much information. Please call in. The number's on your screen, 888-88-LEGAL. We want to hear from you. We want to represent you. We want to help you with any questions you may have. And go ahead and take it away, Yoel.
Jackie's right, and thank you, Jackie. Jackie keeps it real. Call it 888-88-LEGAL. It's that simple. On a non-laughing matter, one of the articles we read right before getting on the program is they're saying this might be a second Great Depression. That's a big word.
That's huge. That's huge. I mean, we didn't even call a Great Depression back in what happened in '08. You know, it was this recession.
The Great Recession.
Right, it was a Great Recession. So to think that they're comparing this to another Great Depression, and I think we touched upon that a lot earlier when we started the show back in April or May, because there was a lot more articles that kind of mentioned that, but then things look good. But we're back there again. Things aren't improving like they thought. 20%, the numbers, 40-something million people without jobs. I think it was over 40 million the last time we checked. Every week, over a million new unemployment claims are being filed weekly. Okay, that's severe. That's scary. That's dangerous. And it's not just the housing market like last time. It's so many different arenas.
Not only that, Attorney Garcia, the last recession, if you want to call it that, it was all about real estate. It was real estate driven, and this is just it's the whole economy. It's small businesses. It's employees. It's the low guy, the high guy. I mean, you name it, and it's happening over and over again. And one of the solutions that a lot of businesses today still use, and they use it well. The airline industry, Avianca, Aeromexico, a bunch of airlines, and more to come. More to come are taking advantage, and that is bankruptcy protection.
Absolutely.
Our president did it a few times too, right?
Yeah, at least 4, I think. Absolutely.
If our president could do it and the major airlines could do it, then you should do it too. Why not?
I know, it's true. I mean, bankruptcy is such an important tool to use to help with your finances. Bankruptcy is not, you file, you lose everything. Bankruptcy is not something where it's the end. It's the beginning. The bankruptcy is a fresh start. The purpose of the bankruptcy is to get rid of your debts, protect your assets, and start over. I mean, these large airways, they're not shutting down. They're restructuring. They're doing the opposite. Their CEOs are still making money, and they're still operating. They still have their planes. They are getting rid of the baggage and moving forward.
They use bankruptcy not to go out of business, but to stay in business.
Exactly. And that's what you need to do as a small business or an individual. Don't be afraid. If the big businesses are using them and so readily, there's a reason for it, and it's because it's beneficial when you have the proper advice and you have the proper guidance.
Attorney Garcia understands bankruptcy. PraDa Law, we do bankruptcy. It's simple. 888-88-LEGAL. Now, speaking about bankruptcies, we're going to go back to Joe Garcia from Primo Cash, and it's probably a really bad word for him, but we're going to talk about it with him about it anyways. Joe, what happens in bankruptcy? I mean, I'm sure you don't like it.
Yeah, so look, obviously we don't want our clients to go into a bankruptcy, but honestly, when they do go into these bankruptcies, I feel like if we have an easier time negotiating with the attorneys rather than directly with the clients. And it's not to say that we can't, but some of the clients may not know how to negotiate that. It might just be something that the attorneys handle better. So you know, as much as we don't want them to file bankruptcies, at the same time, if they're not if they're not working with us, I'd rather work with an attorney. We'll probably get things done easier.
And Joe, you probably understand and you've seen it, and I'm sure you feel bad for people running through these situations, but really, what it comes down to is their business is personal to them, and I'm sure they're emotional when they're negotiating. One of the reasons you probably like the attorneys better is because the attorneys are going to call you and just talk to you straight up and get a deal done.
Yeah, that's
right?
True. You know, like you said it right there. It's to them, it's their livelihood. We do the best that we can to work with our clients. Sometimes it's not enough. But the attorneys know that they want to help these clients kind of save their livelihood, and at the same time, we're willing to speak to the attorneys. If that's the solution, if that's the path they got to go, then I'd rather them go that route and try to negotiate something directly with us and the attorney.
So Joe, even when it gets to the attorney's route, or even when it gets as far in as a bankruptcy, you're saying that a lot of these businesses hopefully are even able to survive, right? Pay you, because you're able to work terms with them, right, on this factoring product that you do, and in essence, they survive, they live.
Yep, they're able to essentially, you know, start over. And again, as long as they're willing to work with us through attorneys, I feel like we get more stuff done directly with the attorneys than we do with the clients directly.
Well, definitely, we're going to get into a little bit more, Joe. We're going to give you Joe's contact information in case you need business funding, because I'm sure a lot of people need money today, especially business owners. But one of the things I want to get into with Attorney Garcia is what should you use? And again, Joe might not like this, but what kind of assets should you use to pay off debt? You know, should you use equity in your home?
Oh no, never. I mean, you shouldn't use any assets you can protect. What most individuals don't know is so much can be protected under the law, under the bankruptcy code. I mean, from certain Social Security benefits, pensions, retirements, don't dip into those to pay off your creditors.
Your homestead, your home?
Oh, please don't touch your home to pay off your creditors, because now you're just shifting your debt. You're taking a debt that you cannot pay with your credit cards, and you're putting that burden on your home, where you live, where you raise your family. Doing that's nonsensical. It doesn't make sense.
So I know we don't like hypotheticals, and every case is different.
Correct.
But assume I have $100,000 in credit card debt, and I have $200,000 in equity on my home.
Correct.
Hypothetically speaking, could I discharge the $100,000 in debt and keep my home? And if I take the $100,000 out of my home, let's say out of the equity, because they're giving me this great 3% interest rate now. Now, is my home at jeopardy, is the question.
Okay, well, the first part of the question is, yes, you can keep the equity in your home and wipe out your debts, 100%. Keep the $200,000, keep your home, the equity in that home, and get rid of $100,000 in debt. Yes, barring any other circumstances, absolutely 100%, you can do that in a bankruptcy. Now, if you take that money out of your home and you refinance your home, now your home is in the hands of the bank, because now you have a higher obligation on your homestead mortgage you did prior to that.
So now you can't wipe out most likely those $100,000 without losing your home.
Right, exactly. You wipe out that $100,000, you surrender your home now at this point, and now you've accomplished nothing. You've hurt yourself.
Bankruptcy is such a powerful tool if you know how to use it. And the most sophisticated CEOs in this country use the bankruptcy tools to save their businesses, to bring their shareholders wealth and value. You don't have to be a CEO to talk to PraDa Law. You could be anybody. The consultation is free, the phone call is free, and it's simple to call. That's why we make it easy for you. It's 888-88-LEGAL, 888-88-LEGAL. Production says we got a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We have a lot more information for you today.
I know you're home right now asking yourself, how? How will I pay my rent, my mortgage, my bills, my credit card debt? I'm attorney Alexis Garcia with PraDa Law. I've personally helped people with financial problems over the last 10 years. I understand what you are going through. We saw people lose it all in the 2008 financial crisis. You don't have to lose it all. The consultation is free. Call us now. I will help protect what you have built. You have nothing to lose by calling us. Call us now. These are trying times. This deadly virus is affecting our health, economy, jobs, our small business owners. Bankruptcy protection may be able to save assets and immediately stop your creditors from harassing you. Small business owners, employees of business of any size, we know you need help. Call us now. We will help you get back on your feet. Don't wait until it's too late. This is the time to call.
Sé que estás en la casa ahora mismo preguntándote, ¿cómo? ¿Cómo voy a pagar la hipoteca, la renta, los biles, las tarjetas de crédito? Soy la abogada Jennifer Pratt con PraDa Law. Yo personalmente he ayudado a las personas con problemas financieros durante los últimos 10 años. Yo entiendo por lo que estás pasando. Vimos cómo la gente lo perdió todo durante la crisis financiera de 2008. No tienes que perderlo todo. Llama ahora. La consulta es gratis. Te ayudaremos a proteger todo lo que has construido durante todos estos años. Sabemos que estos son tiempos difíciles. Este virus mortal está amenazando nuestra salud, nuestra economía, nuestros empleos y a los propietarios de nuestras pequeñas empresas. La consulta es gratis. Llame ahora. Te ayudaremos a recuperarte. No esperes hasta que sea demasiado tarde. Llame ya.
Welcome back to PraDa Law Live. I'm Jackie Mendez, your host. Today we have a great show for you guys. Let's continue talking about bankruptcy. We have Joe Garcia from Primo Cash joining us today. And of course our partners, Alexis Rodriguez and Yoel Damas.
That's right, and it's simple. Call, and I keep reminding you guys, 888-88-LEGAL. And for this segment, we're going to talk about a special little thing called MMM, not M&Ms, MMM, and it's something within the bankruptcy system. Yes. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit more to Joe, and we're going to go easy on Joe in this segment. We're just going to go ahead and give him a chance to let people know where they can reach him and what kind of products and why he's different. He says better than a bank, but we'll go through that. Alexis, what's M&Ms? I mean MMMs.
MMM, Mortgage Modification Mediation is what it is. This is a program used by the bankruptcy courts. It was developed here in the Southern District of Florida, where you would file bankruptcy to help save your home and to help streamline the modification process. Why is that going to be so relevant now and so important now? Well, these forbearances, basically, these recipes for disaster, these banks saying, oh, no, don't pay us now. Don't worry. We understand. We're here for you. And then saying, all right, yeah, we understood 4 months ago, but now we want 4 months of payments. I mean, that's impossible, okay? If you couldn't make one payment, how are you going to make 4? That's where a mortgage modification comes in. So you need to call an attorney, you need to speak with someone and try to modify that mortgage. Now, if you have an attorney who knows bankruptcy, you've got a powerful tool, because if your bank doesn't want to modify with you, well, you know what? Throw them in bankruptcy, throw them in MMM, and they have to modify. At that point, they have to fairly review you.
So, Attorney Garcia, I don't mean to cut you off, but on a modification,
right?
It's voluntarily. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't do it, especially where things are going to go here.
Right.
But in the bankruptcy system, it's not voluntary. Once a judge says you gotta go, you gotta go.
That's the thing, and that's why it's so great, because outside of bankruptcy, banks play games. They don't give you fair reviews. They say you're being reviewed, you get denied, and they don't give you a reason sometimes. So when you go in the bankruptcy process, a judge orders the modification process to proceed. Not only that, but you get a special portal where you communicate with one person in the bank, and you get a mediator overseeing your modification process with strict deadlines in which the bank has to give you an answer as to your documents. So it's very beneficial.
I want to get into that because I'm not a fan of banks. I mean, I'm a fan of Joe Garcia over there with Primo Cash, but not banks.
Right.
You're saying that a judge forces it. Now, is there teeth? What happens if the bank says, judge, I don't care what you got to say. I'm not doing this thing.
No. A judge will sanction the bank. So if a bank doesn't listen to the order of the judge, and the bank does not enter the MMM process, does not get on that portal, does not communicate with you as the debtor on that portal, does not tell you what documents are missing, does not let you know, hey, you're under review, If you are denied, does not tell you why and come to a mediation to go over with you, that judge will come down and will sanction the bank. What are sanctions? Fees. They'll pay your attorney's fees. It depends how awful their violation was and to what extent a judge wants to hold them accountable. But they will be held accountable.
So sanctions is money.
Money, exactly.
And banks got money.
They have lots of it.
Yeah, right.
So that's what it
and
is.
speaking about money, now we're going to talk with someone with the word money in their name, Primo Cash. Joe, tell us a little bit about Primo Cash and tell us why they're different than banks. Why do I go, if I'm a small business, so first of all, no personal finance, just small businesses, right? So here we're talking to our small business customer listening to us.
Yeah, so Primo Cash, I mean, why us over a bank? Well, I mean, as I'm sure most of you are going through it right now, the banks really aren't responding. The good thing with us is that we can fund as quickly as 48 hours. It really has to do with just your application and your business volume, essentially.
Wait, Joe, wait. 48 hours? Now, what do you want? My blood type? My newborn baby? What do you want to fund me in 48 hours?
It's actually really simple. Okay. All we have is a one-page application. You can literally go to our website. It's www.primo.cash.
The plug.
Yeah, correct. You just fill out the one-page application. We just need to see some bank statements just to basically review your deposit volume. Based on that, we give you an offer. If you accept, the contract, the funding stage takes about 24 to 48 hours.
What about if I killed a banker my last life and my credit score is 425?
Credit, thankfully, we don't put too much weight on a credit. In fact, one of the reasons that we even exist is because we know banks aren't lending to most people. So we take over those clientele that they're not really servicing, and we try to do our best to service. Credit is not going to affect your application.
And this is not a loan product. This is a factoring product.
Correct. It's a purchase of your receivable. So essentially, if you're depositing deposit volume, as long as we can verify what your monthly average is, we'll be able to give you a percentage of what your future sales are.
Now, Joe, this is such a creative idea. I don't know if you created it or who created it, but smart guy.
Right place, right time.
But the question is, when was this idea born, or when was this industry born? Because it's so unique.
Yeah. So coincidentally, this industry was kind of birthed the last recession when banks really tightened up and said, we are not giving money to anybody.
Really?
Small businesses continue to need capital, obviously. So we sort of started the industry back then, I would say maybe 15 years ago or so.
Well, if you need funds and you're a small business owner, contact our friends at Primo Cash. They're giving us their word that if you run it through financial times, they're going to work with you. They're good people. They're friends of ours. And I know they will do right by you. Not only that, if you're dealing with financial hardships right now, don't wait any longer. Attorney Garcia's here. The firm is here. Bankruptcy is a great option, right, Attorney Garcia?
I mean, it is.
Bankruptcy is not a loss. You don't lose anything. It's actually, you're a newborn baby.
Exactly. You're starting fresh. You're starting your life over with so much weight lifted off your shoulders. You're keeping your retirement plans. You're keeping your vehicles. You know, you're able to keep your home and even investment properties. There's so many different options available, but you just have to take the proper step. Act now, don't wait, and give us a call at PraDa Law.
Yeah, protect your assets, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank you guys so much for joining us today. Joe Garcia from Primo Cash, our partners Alexis Garcia and Yoel Damas. I'm Jackie Mendez, and we want to thank you guys for joining us today. Again, PraDa Law Live.
And definitely don't wait another week to watch us on air. It's simple. It's dialing the phone number.
Yeah.
It's 888. Oh, speaking about phone numbers, our friends at Joe, how do they reach you?
Once again, you can go to our website, www.primo.cash, or you can call us at 888-PRIMO-44, or 844-PRIMO-44, excuse me.
Say that again.
844-PRIMO-44.
Okay, well, they're 844-PRIMO-44, and we're 888-88-LEGAL. That's simple, easy to call. Call them, call us. Just try not to call us if you're defaulting on them. but if you're defaulting on anybody else, we'll welcome your phone call. We'll make sure we're with you.
Let us represent you. Thank you so much for joining us today. PraDa Law Live.
See you next week.